Hello, YouTubers. Joe of Joe and Paul here on Monday, February 25th at 4:20 in the afternoon Eastern Time. It's been a very productive day. I actually had one of these nights where you actually sleep well and you wake up and you don't feel like you've been beaten by the secret police and so forth. And so I said I've just got to do these taxes. So I did the federal stuff pretty much through to completion. It took me 5.5 hours. I discovered along the way that apparently these PDF files that you get from the government, you can actually type in them. You can fill in stuff and then print them out. That took me a while to figure out how to do that. Well, I didn't do it until I'd written out everything in longhand, of course, and I've got more stuff to do tomorrow, and then I've got to do the state stuff, yet on another day. But the one form I did fill out, that alternative minimum tax thing, I thought, well, I've got that filled out, and I had filled in the stuff with a little computer fill-in stuff, and I thought, well, let's just put this into my hard drive, and then I'll see if I can open it out of my hard drive to see if it took. Well, it didn't take, but I had the foresight to print out stuff before I did that, so I saved all the stuff, so that's not an issue. But I thought this is idiotic, because I'd had a similar problem the other day. I don't know, I may have addressed that or may not have, but so I went to the Adobe site, and I'm clearly either going to just need to get some more instruction on this, or I'll just have to fill it out by hand or print it off, and then if I want to have it in my machine, I can scan it back into my machine using my scanner, and then have it send stuff to my hard drive, and presumably that will open. Now, I haven't definitively done that. Now, I've done that with other stuff, but not PDF stuff, so not Adobe stuff. So who knows? Now, I absolutely must tell you this story. Now, obviously, Paul just got home. He seems to have brought home a bounty, too. What do you got there, sweet?
Oh, round cheesecake. And a bunch of some garlic bread, a couple slices of pizza.
Oh, well, garlic bread and pizza. And cheesecake. Well, I love cheesecake, but I won't be eating cheesecake because I've got enough self-discipline not to do that. It's the only dessert that I actually will eat if I'm out among food Nazis that bully me to make me eat stuff.
The snacky stuff.
Oh, that's the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, well, those those will be eaten. There's no question about that. Now, to get back to the point of all this, my buddy Mike, who has the horses and the farm, and and we've been Skyping and this, that, and the other, I'm probably violating all sorts of YouTube rules here now, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is a testimony for the Apple products on a couple of levels, but it's very much along the line of the old Timex ads with Jonathan Cameron Swayze, where they strapped the Timex ad to a yak going up the Himalayas, or on the boat propeller, going through the Everglades, or some skydiver is going to bang into the Earth or whatever, or launched into space. It takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Well, here's Mike. Now, Mike's got one of these iPhone 5s, which is a pricey piece of equipment, albeit a very excellent piece of equipment. It's got the Retina equivalent display. And I didn't notice he also had recently acquired an iPad, and so he was Skyping to me on his iPad, and of course I could see him right way around. I could see basically every knot and seam in the wall behind him in his shop, you know, because of the better camera. He said he could see me a lot better. Well, yes, he could see me a lot better, you know, because I'm using, you know, the 720 pixel camera. He's using the 720 pixel camera. So we were euphoriizing about that, you know, having a little euphoria moment. And but so he's out, you know, he's telling me about his day, and this is dilute, by the way. Now, this is not straight wine. You know, I'm not a barbarian. I've said that before. I think some people have the wrong, maybe the YouTube people have the wrong idea. I don't know. In any case, so he's out. You know, he's had the 3 horses and he's spreading manure on his hay field. You know, because that just makes the hay so rich and wonderful and thick and alfalfa and everything. And you do it this time of year when the ground's frozen because, you know, you don't, that's the more environmentally friendly time of year. It doesn't, you know, blow off, you know, with the heavy rain and get into the rivers and all that kind of stuff. So he's out spreading manure, and he gets to the end of you know, he's turning around, and, you know, it seizes him that he needs to make a phone call. So he reaches for his, you know, he's got one of these holsters, you know, he's got like a phone holster, and the phone is not there. Well, that sort of put he and his wife Michelle on the high alert, and I guess they have this phone finder feature. You know, I guess for both GPS, and then they can make the phone honk and sing and carry on. Well, if the phone is still working, I guess it would honk and carry on. Well, as it turned out, the phone was still working, and, you know, they could track in with the GPS, and at some point they went around the field on their Gator, you know, their John Deere Gator. That's a terrifying thing to ride on. I'll tell you that right now, you know, particularly the way he drives it.
Well, it's got a cab on it now.
Oh, well, a cab. Oh, I feel so safe. Thank you very much. So they got out to where they could hear the thing, beep, 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 beep. So by the time he called me on Skype, you know, he'd basically taken the thing apart and cleaned it up and put it back together. It still worked. So this is a testimony to the hardihood of this particular Apple product. You know, maybe all i5 phones, or maybe this particular one i5 phone, but I thought that was just a delightful tale. Plus, it's great to be able to see him without, you know, the cameras going. Now, Paul's home. Paul, were there any adventures today at the hotel?
Well, just a lot of garbage. Housekeeper made $200 tip.
Well, I thought you guys weren't allowed to take tips.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, there it is.
Guy come out of the room, wanted to know who was cleaning his room. Patricia said, I will. And he said, here, and he showed $200 at him.
Might want to cover up so we don't violate a number of other rules and covenants and so forth. Well, I think that's the two things. I had to tell you about my taxes, and I had to tell you about the problem with the PDF, and I absolutely had to tell you about this iPhone, you know, surviving a trip through the manure spreader. I mean, it had been run through the manure spreader. I mean, it wasn't like he just dropped it off to the side, you know, and then didn't bother to go back and run over it. I mean, this thing had been run through the manure spreader. So I suppose that's not a recommendation to have. You know, I'm not going to take my MacBook Pro 15-inch retina display out and run it through Mike's manure spreader, see if it still works. But
holy shit! I know.
but there it is. So okay, now we'll say bye-bye now. Bye.